Hello DB besties, welcome back to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Today, after popular request, we are finally doing something that many of you have been waiting a long time for, and that is we are gonna make a sticker sheet from scratch. So I'm gonna, apparently I can't talk today. So I'm going to show you how to create your own sticker files from scratch using two of our tools, Illustrator AI and Craft Designer. And then we're going to put it into Cricut Design Space and make some stickers today. Even better, we're gonna make holographic stickers. So if you've been interested in how do I make my own sticker files, if you've been interested in how do I upload my own files to Cricut Design Space, if you've been interested in learning print then cut, or if you've been interested in learning how to make your stickers not only permanent, but waterproof and holographic, this video is for you. Okay, so first things first, let's make our files, and then after that, we'll talk about the materials you need to actually make your stickers. So here we are at designbundles.net. The first thing we're gonna do is pop over to Illustrator AI. This is included with your Plus membership. If you are not a Plus member, now is a great time to look into it. You get so many good features and perks with your Plus membership. You get access to the Plus library with literal millions of files for you to choose from. All of those come with a commercial license, but you also get access to some really cool tools and software. I think these are the biggest perk of your Plus membership, but Illustrator AI is one of those, and it is a AI image generator built by crafters for crafters. So it's really good for generating files for sublimation and sticker making like we're doing today. And then we're gonna talk about Craft Designer here in just a minute, which is also included in a Plus membership, but that's where you can go in and edit your files and make them really crafting ready. So we're gonna do both of those today, and then we're gonna make some stickers. So let's hit start creating. I have to think about what kind of stickers I wanna make. The answer is I don't know. This is, okay. If you joined us on our live this past week, we were making a bunny playing pickleball. So this is your sign to join us live every Friday at 11 a.m. because we do stuff like this. Okay, so let's do, I know I want it to be a square because that's kind of the sticker like proportions that I want. And we're gonna do a side silhouette of a golden doodle puppy in the style of Victorian silhouettes. Put it in a ornate frame and make the overall color scheme blue and white. Let's see what she comes up with. I'm really giving her quite the challenge. I love it. This is perfect. I just want it, I want it to be like an oval, you know? It's everything I wanted. Okay. Okay, we're gonna make these little golden doodle frame stickers. So I am going to bring this into Craft Designer. So to bring it into Craft Designer, all you do is click Edit, and we're gonna wanna work in pixel mode because that is what you use when you're making stickers or sublimation files. Anything where you're gonna do like a print then cut or a flat image, you're gonna use pixel mode. But note that Craft Designer can also do vector mode, which would turn this image into a true cut file SVG for cutting vinyl or whatever you wanna do. So we're gonna bring it into pixel mode. So there she is. That's really cute. I'm obsessed. I'm trying to decide if I wanna remove the background. Like part of me wants only this oval frame part, but I'm worried if I click remove background, it's gonna take away all the blue. I'm gonna click it and see what it does. We're gonna test it out. I love that in Craft Designer you can remove background with just the click of a button though. It did remove everything. I don't want that. I want just my circle. So this might be time for a mask. So I'm gonna bring in this mask right here, this circular one. And we want our dog, but we don't want all the other stuff. So I'm gonna mask over it here, making sure I don't lose any of my frame. And then we're gonna apply that mask and let's see how it does. That's exactly what I wanted. I love this. So this is really good for if you're making t-shirts or tumblers. It kind of creates a more organic, like natural edge to your image. so it's not so like stark and you don't have just like a square on your shirt. So that's kind of like the idea behind masking, but I really like it for stickers because it kind of makes it look like an organic like seal or stamp. And I love that look. But the only thing I've done here is I do have some weird edges because I kind of had it coming off the page, but honestly, it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna come in and make it a true sticker by giving it a little outline here in white, and we're gonna see how that affects it as well. I kind of want to make this a whole series and do lots of different dog breeds in their little frames. How cute would that be? Okay, so here it is with our little like white outline on it, just to give it a little more definition and to pop off the page just a little bit more. I love that. And then we can also add text to this. And this is one of my favorite parts about Craft Designer is when you click to add text, you can see you have all these embedded fonts from Plus to choose from. And I love that it gives you a little preview of what they look like. And I just love it. I think it's really a good feature of Craft Designer. So we're gonna choose this one, Little Soulmate. And I'm gonna make it say Dolly, because my dog is a Bernedoodle named Dolly, and she looks like this dog. So we're gonna make it white. I think I'm actually just gonna put it right here. I kind of wanted to say Dolly for president. No, I think I'm actually just gonna keep it like this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it really small, and I'm gonna give it a bend, which you can do curved text in Craft Designer, which is so nice. And you can also bring your letter spacing closer together if you do that curved text, just to make it like look a little more natural, because sometimes with those cursive texts, when you bend them, you'll need to kern it in just a little bit. Just a little curved text right there. I love it. Do I want it on the other side though? Hold on. Does it look better there? Yeah, I want it on that side. Okay, so we have our little text that says Dolly. We've got our mask that we put on. We made a sticker border. It's super cute. You can come in here with Magic Fill, which is an AI filling generator to like fill in specific areas of your photo. You can also Magic Extend, which will use AI to fill in the background or more space if you wanna like stretch your image out or pan it like to the left or to the right. All really cool features you could play with. We're just not gonna play with them today because we're gonna make some stickers. So we have our sticker. Now all we have to do is click Save and Download. We can change our file title. I'm gonna make it Dolly Sticker. We do wanna download it as a PNG. And then pay attention to your size right here as well, because if I wanted to print this on like a DTF sheet for like a full shirt, I would definitely wanna make this bigger, more like 3,000 pixels in width rather than 1,000. But because we're just making it into a sticker, we can keep it at the size that it is here. So I'm gonna click Download, and now we have it. So let's pop over to Cricut Design Space and I'll show you how to make it into a full sticker sheet. Don't look at my password. What is my password? Nailed it. Okay, we're here in Cricut Design Space now. So we're gonna click Upload, and I'm gonna upload an image. It's gonna let you choose from your computer now, so I'm just gonna go to my downloads and grab our Dolly sticker that we just made. And then when I click Open, it's gonna bring it in. Click Continue. We don't need to make any adjustments because we already did that in Craft Designer, which is way better. We're gonna hit Apply and Continue. Cricut's gonna give you a few options. It tries to break it into an SVG if you wanna go that route. It never does a good job. Do it in Craft Designer if you're gonna do it. But we want a flat graphic because we're making stickers today. So I'm gonna hit Continue and Upload. And she's gonna come in, she's gonna be quite large, so we're gonna resize her. She's 6 inches. We actually want this to be more like 2 inches or 1.5 even. That's a good size sticker. So I'm gonna come up here to size. Make sure your little lock is locked down. That just makes sure the proportions stay proportional when you adjust one dimension here. So we're gonna drop it down to 1.75, make it kind of a large sticker. And it's gonna be an even 1.75 by 1.75. So what you wanna do to make a sticker sheet is first we wanna fill up a whole page because we don't wanna waste all this sticker paper. So we're gonna make quite a few of these stickers. One thing that I like to do is bring in a rectangle, and I'm gonna make it the max size you can make a print then cut. So I'm actually gonna unlock it, and I'm gonna make it, I believe it's, hold on, I need to look it up again. We're gonna do a quick Google. Max print then cut size Cricut. 6.75 by 9.25. You know, they really could make it like easier dimensions, but whatever. So we're gonna change this to 6.75 by 9.25. There she is. And I'm gonna, over here in my layers panel, drag it to the bottom. So when I do that, that's just gonna allow me to like lay everything out on my sticker sheet. And then once it's all laid out how I want it to, I'll delete that square. So we're gonna get our dolly up here in the corner, and then I'm just gonna start duplicating. You can do that by using the copy paste hotkeys on your computer, or you can use the duplicate button right up here. And it looks like we can only get a row of 3, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spread them out a little bit. And then, now that I have a first row, I can hold down Command, select all 3, and then duplicate all 3 at a time. And that's just gonna allow you to make your rows a little bit quicker. And it looks like we're gonna fit 4 rows in here, which is nice. You can actually spread these out just a little bit more because we're not gonna be able to fit a 5th row. So we may as well give them a little more breathing room. And if you wanted to be like really exact about it, you could come in and tell Cricut that you want them all to be like perfectly vertically aligned by selecting Align and Distribute Vertically. And you can make them like just perfect if you do it like that. But I don't typically do that just because I usually don't care. But if you're gonna be like selling this sticker sheet or something, you may wanna take your time and do that. You can also come in and get your row and distribute them horizontally just to make them just so, just perfect. We may as well, you know, we're already into it. And there, now we have a nice sticker sheet. So now I can come in and I can get rid of this square or just hide it. If you wanna make more sticker sheets, you may not wanna delete it. You may just wanna keep it hidden. So you're not cutting it out because we don't really need to cut it out or print it, but we have it as a little reference if we wanna build another sticker sheet later. And then we're gonna come in and we're actually gonna highlight everything and select to flatten it. And that's just telling Cricut, we want this all to be one layer. We want it to cut exactly like it's seen here. We want it to print exactly like you see it here. If you had just hit make and you hadn't done that, then Cricut would organize it how it best sees fit. And if you wanna make a sticker sheet and you want everything exactly how you laid it out, you either wanna use flatten or you can use attach to do that as well, to say, we really want it to just stay right here. The difference between attach and flatten is essentially that attach maintains all your individual layers, flatten flattens them down. But when you're making stickers, it usually doesn't matter between the two. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit attach though. Why not? And then we can hit make it. I don't need to save this. And we should be able to drop down to an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is what we're printing on. And now this is ready to print. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. We're gonna get through printing and then I'll explain all the materials that we're using. So I'm gonna hit continue here. You don't need to mirror or anything like that. It's going to, oh, my Cricut's closed. Gotta power it on. She's awake. So it's gotta connect via Bluetooth, but we do wanna hit send to printer first. I'm gonna print it on my HP Envy. Ad bleed or not ad bleed? Tell me in the comments whether you're pro ad bleed or against. I personally am against, but I know this is a point of contention. A lot of people love to do the ad bleed. I think it lowers the quality of my sticker just a little bit. Like, I don't love the look of it, but let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments, because I know a lot of people are a huge stan of the ad bleed toggle, but not me. So we're gonna print it out. Do you hear it? It's printing. Okay, so now it's connected. Now for the cutting part of our print then cut. We just printed, now we're gonna cut. That's why it's called print then cut. So you wanna set your material. I've heard some contention on this as well about what people prefer. If you wanna make a sticker sheet though, like you want it to be a sticker sheet, you want to be able to hold the whole sheet and peel each sticker off individually. You don't want like 9 individual stickers that you could hold in your hand. You want it to be the sheet. I like to use sticky note setting. I think it does a great job. I do it on default pressure, especially because we're gonna add a laminating sheet on top. So doing default pressure should allow it to cut through the laminating sheet and cut through the sticker, but leave the backing on the sticker sheet. It's a fine line to toe though. So we're gonna try it on this and see if it works, but there might be a chance that afterwards I recommend to you to go down to less pressure, but we'll have to see. But I do wanna note while we're here, if you wanted individual stickers, those are called die cut stickers, where you would hold each sticker individually, I would use the medium cardstock setting on more pressure. That's my favorite, but for sticker sheets, I like to use the sticky note setting. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about supplies. So we have our printed sheet here. Your first question is going to be, well, what sticker paper are we using? I like to use Betke Premium Labels as my sticker paper. I get it on Amazon. It is Betkey, Betke Premium Labels. I think they're very easy to use. I love the peel on them. They cut great, and you can get them really well priced on Amazon. So that's what I like to use. Other materials that you're going to need are a straight edge cutter of some kind. That'll make sense in a second. You're gonna need a laminating sheet. We're using these Cosrk, C-O-S-R-K, holographic laminating sheets today to make our stickers both waterproof, permanent, and holographic. But if you don't want holographic stickers, my favorite non-glittery or non-holographic laminating sheets are these Avery self-adhesive laminating sheets. So what we're gonna do is take our laminating sheet, flip it over, and then I need to align it so that my laminating sheet isn't gonna cover my registration marks. The Cricut needs to be able to read these registration marks without anything interfering for it to cut perfectly. So I always cut my laminating sheet down to size so that we don't have to deal with that. So I'm just gonna line my little sheet up here. So I'm right inside the boundary of my registration marks, and I'm just gonna make a little mark where that is, both on the vertical column wise and then horizontally on the row wise. And then I'm gonna use those 2 little marks to cut it down to size. So I'm gonna cut once all the way through along my vertical mark here. And then I'm gonna flip it and cut along my horizontal little tick mark. So now you can see we have a nice little laminating sheet that's not gonna cover our registration marks. So the next thing I do is I peel back just the top little like bit. So just like a little bit. And when I've done that, I'm gonna fold back my backing here. This just makes it easier to like line up where you're gonna lay it down, and when you're not having to deal with like the whole sheet being sticky and it'll get stuck to you, and then it'll get stuck to your table, and then you'll be ripping it up everywhere, and that'll make you wanna cuss. So we do it like this instead. And we just line it up along the bottom here. Try to get as straight as you can. It's okay if it's not perfect. Lay it down and make sure it's nice and flat with no bubbles. Then take your little felt guy here, flip her up, pull your tab that you made, and once you get a little leeway underneath, all you can do is just press it down. It's like magic. It's really, really not hard. And if you're like me and you didn't like line it up perfectly, and you maybe have just like a tiny bit of one registration mark being covered, never fear. It usually does a great job as long as they're not like entirely covered. So you should be good to go. And now we're ready to cut this bad boy. So let's put this on a Cricut mat and let's get it cut. All right, top left corner, lay it down, press down with your hands. Then we load it into the Cricut. Okay, let's see if it cut all the way through. It's always kind of a gamble, you know, getting the settings just right. Okay, it definitely did not cut through the back, which is good. That's good, that's a good start. That's good news. But is it gonna be peelable? It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so we love that. That's like Amazing. Now we're just gonna cut it down because if you wanna give someone this sticker sheet, you really don't want like the registration marks on it and stuff. So we're just gonna cut it down to size here so it looks a little more normal. Okay, we did it. Look at our sticker sheet. She is so cute, and even better, we can peel just one sticker. So friends, that is how you make a holographic sticker sheet from scratch. We made the design using Illustrator AI plus Craft Designer, and then we threw it into Cricut Design Space and turned it into a beautiful holographic laminated sticker sheet. Not only are these durable, they are brightly colored, vibrant, and also fun. So I hope you had a wonderful time making them with me today. Let me know what questions you have in the comments below, and also let me know what you want to see next, because we are back here every week with all the crafty tutorials. So make sure you are subscribed and have that little notification bell clicked. But friends, until next time, have a great rest of your week and happy crafting.